a while. And Jay got bit by a Rocky Mountain barking spider. Let's hear a Rocky Mountain barking spider song. Oh, and it was a heavy windstorm. Here's some heavy windy music. Boy, was it windy. It really got to blowing. The sky got dark. A few little raindrops kept falling on our heads. That was impromptu. All the trees were leaning way over to the ground. We would thought we were in for a real humdinger. Well, it was gone as fast as it came. That's Jay. Jay bought himself a hat today. Oh, come on, we can do better than that. Let's hear it for the hat. Our lantern keep stopped working on us today. So we're sitting around in the dark doing this by flashlights.
I'd like to this moment to make a dedication to the people that are making this possible. Mr. Editor, yay!
What do you mean by that?
He's supplying the light.
He's supplying the light. Okay. Now, for you who can't see what we got here, we are surrounded by trees, pickup trucks behind us, fireplace in front of us, picnic table to the right, tent straight ahead in the bushes, and above we have lots of clouds. How many clouds we got?
Whole bunches.
And more than that. Now, I'm going to give you over to Jay of EJ Enterprises for a second and see if he's got any final words.
Today's word is pickup trucks. This is brought to you by Edgar Hoover Enterprises of Paola, Missouri. Our fine friend who supplies us with all our good information, our technical help, our music, our staff, our recordings, everything. He helps us. So, As you can see, without him, we'd be good. But when you got sponsors like him, you got to do what he says. Now back to our word for the day, pickup truck. Without the pickup truck, we could not pick up people or things, or we could not be out here right now. We'd be at home wishing we were out here, waiting for a van, or a car, or a bus, or a plane, or a train, or a ship. And ship you away. But the pickup truck has many uses. One, to keep...
Hey, let's save the sermon for tomorrow.
I'm sorry, folks. I was getting a little carried away in my pickup truck. No pun intended. It's not out of the peanut gallery. So, I gotta sign off now. And before I go, I'd like to say hi to all my friends back home. Especially you, Ma. Bye. This is it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Different time, different station. Hopefully different jokes and lines. And a lot better material. Until then, bye-bye.
Well, I'm a taping.
And I'm a playing.
Nope, it's not Hee Haw. It's EJ Productions again. This happens to be the review of our third day of our vacation. Now, in case you wanted to know why we entitled this Our Vacation, well, after so many years of school and coming back after the summer and having them little old English teachers that said, write a term paper on our vacation, we just couldn't think of anything else. Well, we don't want to leave you hanging on about the motorcycle tragedy. The make-do repairs are holding out just fine. We haven't gotten around to getting any genuine parts. We did a good thing this morning. We attended church. We attended church and received communion at Our Savior's Lutheran Church in Colorado Springs. Now some churchy music. I listen to what the good said and I hear good things today. Talking about the days of wonderful time to be free. Now we got me in the face. This time around, got to change this love to going down. Well, that's the way the church was. It was an interesting service. It was all about, why is America America? We sang songs like My Country 'Tis of Thee, and what was the other one?
Let's see.
Yep.
America the Beautiful.
America the Beautiful, that was it. See,
And, My Eyes Have Seen the Glory.
Mine eyes have seen the glory.
What's the name of that one?
Well, come
Well,
on,
New
audience.
Republic.
That's it.
That's it.
Audience, you were a little slow on that one. This is a group participation show, you know. Well, church was just fine. We rode up on motorcycles and happened to be in blue jeans and tennis shoes. We went up Pikes Peak on motorcycles today. Now we're going to have some mountain music here.
Oh, you've heard this one before, because you don't know for mountain music. In the burning summer of the 27th year, coming on to a place we've never been before. Let's just get behind him, I say he was born again. If I say he's bound to feed to every door. When you first came to the mountains, his life was far away on the road, and by a song. But the screw's already broken, and it doesn't really care. The king changes fast, but it don't last for long. And the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I see the red fire in the sky. Rocky Mountain Colorado.
Well, you just keep that background music going there. We started out and we had our motorcycles all loaded down. We had backpacks strapped down and they were full of warm clothes and food. And Jay's cowboy hat. Well, we didn't get too far up the mountain and it started raining, so we thought we'd rush to the halfway house, get out of the rain. But by the time we got there, it wasn't raining anymore. So we just stepped in for a minute, stepped back out, rode on up the mountain, and it started sleeting on us. And then, well, you know, the top of Pikes Peak was covered with a big cloud. Now, Jay and I were riding side by side, but before you knew it, we couldn't even see each other. Spinning up all the dust, goggles getting wet, ending up getting muddy. We got up to the top just fine, looking around. It was a nice crisp 45 degrees under shelter. Must have been 30 below out in the wind. Well, when we got to the top, Jay put on his cowboy hat and we just wandered around. Had ordered a little hot food, paid through the nose for it. Took some pictures. And then we started back down. But by this time the cloud was gone, the rain was gone, the sleet was gone, and all it was a nice, easy coast. In fact, Jay didn't even hardly ever turn his motorcycle on all the way down. He must have coasted 15 of the 20 miles. I'd have tried, but mine didn't coast so good.
My bike came from the coast.
No pun intended, I'm sure.
Of course not.
Well, we got down and we still had some daylight, so we figured we'd go to the Manitou Mountain Incline. We still had the backpacks, so we stuck them on our backs. And we went on up to the top, and boy, was I scared. And of course, Jay wasn't. He was having a good time. Well, we hiked around the top for a while, kind of impressing everybody as if we'd hiked all the way to the top of the peak and back. And Jay was wearing his cowboy hat.
That's in case some Indians came along.
Well, you know, gotta know the cowboys from the Indians. Well, in our hiking around, we got a little more sunburn. On this incline, we had a lady conductor. And she had the most nasal, monotone voice you ever saw. We were sitting right next to her in the back of the car, or the front of the car going backwards, however you want to call it. And she had the most wonderfully, well, how did you put it, Jay? Law? Something about making a wonderful trip terribly.
Oh, yeah, making an exciting and wonderful trip in the big four.
That's the way it was.
And you can quote me if you want.
And she'd spiel out her lines to everybody, and then she'd lean over and say something to us, and we could tell that she was bored. Well, we picked up us a woman on the way back down. Dark eyes, fair complexion, wearing short shorts, and stood about 3'5", and must have been all of about 6 or 7 years old.
Oh, give her a couple.
Okay, 8 or 9. We had to sit 3 in a seat, and this little girl didn't have anywhere else to sit, so she sat next to us. And before we got started, she decided she was going to be scared on the outside, so she sat in the middle of us. Actually, it was us that was scared, and she was holding our hands. But we did all kinds of little chatter to keep her happy on the way down so she wouldn't be afraid.
Well, we played an exciting game of frisbee around the parking lot. Well, actually, we campground. Seeing who was here, what was going on, that sort of stuff. Well, we hit a Cadillac with it, of course.
But we didn't chip it bad.
You know, it was only a 3-inch dent. Well, let's see, weather right now looks There's a couple stars shining through the cloud-covered sky. So it might mean trying to rain. I don't know if it will. If it does, I guess it will.
That was simply astounding.
Wonderful weather. And on the agenda for the rest of the night, seeing how it's 9:45 now, we'll take a shower. We're grubby again. I don't know how we do it, but we do it. We can't do it.
Well, we started packing up, got the motorcycles back on the trailer, and threw some stuff in the truck. Tonight's our last night at the Crazy Horse Campground here in Manitou Springs, Colorado. But tomorrow we'll be on our way. Going to pass.
The Moffat Tunnel.
We plan to go to the Moffat Tunnel.
For you people like Jeanette Moffat, the pronunciation.
The
is
pronunciation. He can't even pronunciate his pronunciation, let
Wow.
alone the Moffat Tunnel.
Are you my English teacher? We're going to the Moffat Tunnel. Heck with y'all.
And that's about all we can say. This here was the July 6th of 1975,
For what it was worth.
for what it was worth. And for you Star Trek fans, it was star date 24/11/3.6 3/4. And so, with that final note, EJ Productions,
I don't know.
final note. Let's hear that final note again. Okay.